Hey, hold on real quick. Hold on. Pause.
The latest news, Kyrie Irving. Man cannot just chill, like he's always got some opinion. He's always got to shake things up. And we'll just jump into the story now.
Honestly, can I start on it? Or are you going to show us something? Or
No, Mike, you toss it up. Jock, you go first. I know Brandon's looking at his lips and shit.
Brandon
you got to get into it.
Ready for this one. So Kyrie Irving led a call. Here, I'll share so people watching on YouTube can read along. Kyrie Irving led a call on Friday of NBA and WNBA players questioning the return of professional basketball. On Monday, he, along with some Lakers, including Avery Bradley, issued a mission statement representing the coalition that appears to signal a formalization of the group while demanding social change. So to sum it up, Kyrie basically says, we've had enough. Something feels fishy. We're out here. There's all these injustices going on, and I agree with that. Let's not make this something that kind of steals the spotlight of what really matters. I get all that, but him saying that, it just kind of, the optics behind it are kind of hazy, and it feels like something's fishy there. That's been my biggest issue. Look, I don't disagree with him saying that there are more important things going on, and maybe something like this takes away. Where I have to disagree, though, is what's fishy about it, man? Like, the best players, the people that matter the most in your league, got together and said, hey, we want to play. I'm sorry. If you get the 15 best players in any league and they say we should play, everybody else should just play. I don't care. And you're not even playing. You don't have to go. You're injured. You're not even able to play. So, look, I'm just somebody that's always got to have, I feel like I've always got something to say about Kyrie. I'm not usually just in the middle. I usually feel one way or the other. Earth is not flat, But, and once again, I'm kind of like, man, nah, dude, nah, you're looking for something that isn't there. I don't know. Jock, you pick it up.
Yeah, so my thing is, y'all may disagree with me on this, it's cool, we got our own opinions, but I actually, I'm behind Kyrie as far as the fact that I do think it's going to be a distraction, if I'm being real with you, because, humans are we get bored easily, you know what I'm saying? We want to go back to, normality, some form. So NBA coming back is kind of some form of, okay, stuff is kind of back to normal again. And then, we're going to kind of stop talking about the movement. So I guess what I'm saying is the momentum is going to kind of, be lowered. Now, on the flip side of it, I think it could be a great thing if they do it right, though, since it's such a big platform. So what I mean by that is, you have LeBron, who's, the face of NBA or whatever. If they were to have 30-minute or hour segments, town halls, open to the public, of course, on TV, where they're actually talking about what we're going to do next in the movement and just talking about real issues and stuff for the remainder of the season, I'll be down for that. Because I feel like the momentum won't shift and people will still be on the forefront and everything. Not a whole, just a 30-second or a minute, interview after the game. Yeah, it's messed up and we got to do better and it's not right. And then that's pretty much it. That's not really talking about stuff.
Here's my thoughts on that, though. Sports unite. I mean, Brandon, you and I came together because of sports. I mean, we obviously have common interests. We're friends, but we came together because of sports, Sports unite. And, I mean, sports are a distraction, and it usually – if you're distracting and making people forget, then that's a problem. But if you're in a humans need that, man. We don't have any escapes right now. We've been cooped up in our houses for months. There's nothing new. We're just watching the same things over and over. Pulp on freaking Netflix, HBO, all the same shit, YouTube, Sports unite. And I feel like if you've got anybody that matters more than, I would say any celebrity or any athlete for sure, but maybe any celebrity that just seems to have as much of a consensus approval rating, it's LeBron. And I feel like he can go out there and, really show hey, let's be together. We need something to tie people together right now because we're still so far apart, So that's my biggest thing with it. And, you just look at we talked about it the last 2 episodes ago or last episode. Look at how colorblind the love and the unity was for Kobe when he passed. You know,
Yeah,
like
for
as
sure.
sad as his death was, like that's a tragedy, man. Like I never cared about him as a player. I cried when he died. You know, like that shows how iconic and how big he was. But I think that has been, as shitty as this year has been, that has been one of the highlights of this year because of how much it brought people together. You know, like how much people just put aside all their differences and just, hey, we're here. Like
even their differences with Kobe.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. And Mike, like I hear you, bro. Like, and I agree on that aspect. Like, sports it does bring people together. But all I'm saying is, as long as they keep it like going, like talking about it, you know what I mean? Like have some kind of, because like think about it, like if we see LeBron, you know, some of the biggest names actually actively like showing stuff like on TV or whatever else, people are gonna pay attention to that. That says a big message, you know. So like, I'm cool with it. I'm still gonna watch NBA regardless, you know, because like I'm a sports fan or whatever.
I will say this:
I just would like for that to happen. That's all.
I would agree, but I feel like we can't hold them responsible for doing something like that. Like say you have to do that. I mean, I think it goes back to Chappelle and the 846. You know, the Don Lemon point. That Don Lemon's like, where are these celebrities? Where are they at? What can they say? And I mean, I get maybe LeBron. I just mentioned him mattering more than probably any athlete or celebrity. He can go out there and make a statement, hey, do this. But I feel like if we're trying to put the onus on him to like, hey, you've got to carry this movement. Like, you've got to do this. After a while, man, I mean, it feels a little bit different too when something is work versus being voluntary. When you're telling somebody, hey, you have to go out there and make a statement, like,
because like, yeah, and I get that. I get that. Right, I get that. But LeBron, because he's been so vocal about stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he hasn't been talking about stuff.
Right.
So, and other players as well. So that's why I'm saying, like, you know, you're vocal about it now. Once shit starts up, continue to be vocal. That's all I'm saying, you know?
True.
Along with not just him, but it takes a village. Like everybody else too is in the league, you know?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, hopefully that happens. And with someone, you know, as legitimate as LeBron is about, you know, everything, and shit with Kyrie too, you know, they will keep that going. But like you said, Mike, it doesn't have to, like it's not an obligation that they have. You know what I'm saying? Like if the season starts and, you know, Adam Silver comes out and says, yo, y'all can't say anything about it or whatever like that, that's kind of a dud. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't think Adam Silver is going to do that or anything. I don't think any company is kind of really blocking all that shit. I mean, even Starbucks ran their shit back when, you know what I'm saying, about the BLM shirts or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I think that, I think this is going to be great. One, because basketball is basketball, right? It's like the greatest sport ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's probably the most worldwide, like, played sport, like, outside of soccer. And soccer's coming back, and they're doing pretty fucking good right now and shit like that. But I think that this could be a point that helps the movement with what you're saying, Joc. Like, I think that it will be something that kind of will bring attention to it. Because, like, I mean, we got the internet. You got, like I said, all of the companies or whatever, people on TV, you know, back in the movement and shit like that. But I think that, like, sports, especially the NBA, with it being, like, what, 85, 90% black, they're going to keep it moving. I mean, they are, like, they're super political in what they do. Like, you know, like, no matter what, if it's, you know, like, no matter what it is, they're super political. They keep this shit going. So I think that they will. I don't think that it's going to be any type of distraction or anything like that. Kyrie's just being Kyrie. He's being a conspiracy theorist. You know what I'm saying? That's just Kyrie.
I know Brandon's got a lot of thoughts on Kyrie himself. Like, this is what you've been holding on. I know.
Yeah.
Look, man. Look, and I hate that my internet went out and I missed part of what y'all had to say. But my issue with Kyrie, and we can get to the points in a second. But my issue with Kyrie is just that this guy thinks he's so much smarter than he actually is. And I'm not saying that my man's not smart or articulate or thoughtful or well-intended or any of that stuff. Like, I don't know Kyrie, so I'm not judging this man on that level. I'm just saying that everything that comes out of the dude's mouth make him seem like he read all the wrong books, and like the dude is just like it's one thing to be an intellect, but it's a whole nother thing to think you're like Cornel West when you're just somebody who just started reading a few years ago or something like that, man. He just strikes me as the dude who is just it's like you don't know if maybe are you not deep enough or is he fake deep? Like what? Like which is it? Like
fake deep.
I think it's a fake deep. Tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie, because like Arian Foster's deep.
Yeah.
Kyrie's kind of a fake deep person. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that way.
And look, and I'm not saying Kyrie's fake, because I do think Kyrie's on the right side of this, and I do actually believe in like Kyrie's intentions. I'm just saying, as far as an intellect, Kyrie is fake deep. Like he is not as smart as he is trying to convince everybody that he is, and that's where that flat Earth shit started at, and that's how we got to where we are now. Just like as far as people not trusting what Kyrie has to say, and the issue is like Kyrie actually brings up some valid points, but it's like you have to shoot the messenger because you don't believe in the messenger because the motherfucker been trying to get over on you for however many years it's been since he said the Earth was flat and all that other kind of stuff.
So it's like boy cry wolf pretty much. Kind of, and then you factor in how things played out with the Cavs and how things played out in Boston and how it just kind of wasn't really the best look. I don't know if he fully got a full fair shake in that, but it wasn't the best look on him. Yeah. And so when you just put all of that together, it's like, okay, damn, Kyrie, here you go again, talk some more hot air or whatever. Even though he does bring up some decent points. I'm with Chance though, as far as like the distraction thing. Like if there's any league, like Joc, man, look, if this was the NFL, I would agree with you. Yeah. But the NBA, like to Chance's point, what he's saying, dog, you think Greg Popovich gonna let this go into the off to the back burner? He get every chance he get to talk some crap about either Trump or get to say something to show how he's a white liberal. He gives it to you. Steve Kerr, and that's not even to say of all the black players. So like this is an opportunity, man. Like it is. Like if there's any league who can make sure that sports are not a distraction, that they are like sports are more ancillary to this larger issue anyway. Like we got to keep that in mind. Like this is the bigger issue, and I think if we give people more credit, more people understand that than maybe we would like to think. And so like we can put sports in this context. It could be a sidebar, and it could just be another platform to have these kind of conversations. Like honestly, I think if the NBA became a distraction, that would be the NBA's fault, and like them like a dereliction of their duty to make sure that this issue actually does stay on the forefront, because that's the one league that we feel like we can trust on this. Right. The hell with Roger Goodell, and I know we'll talk about that later. Roger Goodell and Major League Baseball or hockey or NASCAR, like we don't trust nobody. Like we trust the NBA with this. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why I'm saying like, okay, all right, Kyrie, I feel what you're saying. I'm with the movement. I don't want there to be no distraction, but that's not what this is about to be. And I think the actual smarter players know that. They know they're gonna come in and they're gonna play ball. They're gonna give you maybe a little bit of a distraction, maybe just enough to watch a game. But they also gonna be doing some of the stuff that you talked about, Joc, like forums and like they already doing the stuff to help people organize the vote and all of that stuff. Like the NBA is on it. You know what I'm saying?
You know the fashion is about to be, you know what I'm saying? You know they're about to be in their kente cloths and all kind of shit like that, walking into the arena, you know what I'm saying? You know, they're gonna be in the little
you know what, guys, like I hear y'all. You know what I mean? Like getting y'all's different perspective and stuff, and like I can say like I agree with what y'all saying. You know what I mean? Like I agree. You know, like for the most part, like everything y'all saying, because like NBA is different from everything. You know what I'm saying? It's different from the
Yeah.
NFL, NHL, NBL. You know, it's different. It's like you're right. You know, I just like I said, and that's why I said what I said too. Like if everything's done right with the platform that they have, like this could like help the movement even more. You know what I'm saying? So like definitely, you know.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of Pop, I know that was one thing, Popovich and kind of being critical of the NFL. I love football. You know, I've never been a fan of Goodell, but you know, I just love the sport of football itself so much.